The story begins in Taito Ward, one of the most bustling and densely populated areas in eastern Tokyo, Japan. Despite its small size, Taito is well known for its two major commercial areas, Ueno and Asakusa, which house the famous Asakusa Kannon Temple. However, beneath this vibrant exterior lies a chilling family tragedy. Our main character, Hosoya Kenichi, is a 43-year-old tycoon residing in Taito Ward. After the passing of his parents, Kenichi inherited a large fortune. His wife, Hosoya Sho, is 37 years old. They have 3 children, a 10-year-old son, an 8-year-old son, and a 4-year-old daughter. The Hosoya family lives in a luxurious apartment in Asakusa, part of a 10-story building they own entirely. Everything seemed perfect for the Hosoya family, but behind the facade lurked dark secrets. The sudden deaths of Kenichi's sister and parents had already shocked those who knew them. The horror escalated when a sinister plot was revealed. The wealthy Hosoya family had been quietly poisoning their young daughter, Yoshiki. You are following this thrilling and terrifying case on our channel. Before diving into the gripping developments of the case, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to support us. Thank you very much. On March 13, 2023, a Monday morning at 9 a.m., Tokyo police received an emergency call from Hosoya Kenichi. He reported that his 4-year-old daughter, Yoshiki, was lying motionless on the floor and not breathing. Responding immediately, police and medical personnel arrived at the Hosoya family's penthouse apartment in the 10-story building. They found Yoshiki on the floor, wearing only pants, with no signs of life. She was rushed to the nearest hospital in a faint hope of saving her, but doctors soon pronounced her dead. At this moment, both the police and the reporting father, Kenichi, were present in the hospital. Surprisingly, Kenichi displayed a cold demeanor, showing no grief over his daughter's sudden death. During the preliminary investigation, Kenichi explained that he and his wife had 3 children. The 2 older children were at a friend's house, leaving only Kenichi, his wife, and Yoshiki at home that morning. At 8 a.m., Yoshiki woke up feeling unwell, skipped breakfast, and complained of a stomach ache. Initially, Kenichi and his wife paid little attention, thinking their daughter was just cranky from being awakened. However, Yoshiki soon complained of a headache and suddenly collapsed, gasping for breath. The couple frantically searched for medication in the house, but it was too late. Yoshiki lost consciousness and lay motionless on the floor. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, Kenichi called the police. Hearing Kenichi's account, the police grew suspicious. The Hosoya family's apartment was centrally located in Taito Ward, close to a hospital with convenient transportation. Typically, parents would immediately take their sick child to the hospital rather than search for medication at home. Additionally, when Yoshiki lost consciousness, the couple called the police instead of emergency medical services, raising further doubts. Kenichi explained that people react differently in emergencies, and they were so anxious that they couldn't think clearly, calling the police in a panic. However, his explanation did little to dispel the police's suspicion. To uncover the truth, authorities planned to transfer Yoshiki's body to forensic doctors for detailed examination. Unexpectedly, this decision provoked Kenichi's displeasure. He accused the police of baseless speculation and demanded they cease interfering in the matter, wanting to mourn his daughter in peace. Due to Kenichi's hostile attitude, the police contacted his wife, Sho, who also vehemently opposed the investigation. Despite the police's doubts, without the guardian's consent, they couldn't proceed with an autopsy. At this moment, the doctor responsible for Yoshiki informed the police of a strange finding. Yoshiki had no vital signs upon arrival at the hospital, having been dead for approximately 3 hours. With this crucial information, the police concluded that Kenichi and Sho were involved in their daughter's death. Kenichi had called the police at 9 a.m., while the doctor estimated Yoshiki's death around 6 a.m., contradicting Kenichi's statement that Yoshiki woke up at 8 a.m. feeling unwell. The couple's odd behavior suggested they were hiding something. Thus, the police refused to release Yoshiki's body to the family and proceeded with the autopsy. The results revealed the presence of ethylene glycol in her body, a colorless, odorless, slightly sweet compound used in antifreeze for cars, which can be fatal in large doses. Additionally, traces of olanzapine, an antipsychotic medication requiring a prescription, were found. A bruise on Yoshiki's back indicated she had been lying on the floor for a prolonged period before her death, estimated at 6 a.m. on March 13th. Yoshiki, a mere 4-year-old, had been poisoned over time by her parents. To cover their crime, they staged her illness and called the police. The police searched Kenichi and Sho's apartment, finding it luxurious yet chaotic, with items scattered everywhere and an unpleasant odor. Several small bottles containing antifreeze were discovered in the refrigerator, but no antipsychotic medication was found. When questioned, Kenichi claimed ignorance about the contents of the bottles, attributing household management to his wife as he was too busy with work. Despite Kenichi's denials, forensic evidence indicated deliberate poisoning. However, without concrete proof, the couple did not confess. After the autopsy, Yoshiki was returned to the family for burial, but the police continued to regard Kenichi and Sho as prime suspects, determined to find conclusive evidence. Investigations revealed that Kenichi inherited his wealth from his parents, who started a leather business and later expanded into real estate. The 10-story building housing Kenichi's penthouse was among their many properties. Kenichi also owned a 3-star hotel in Asakusa, built in 2011, highly rated and popular for its prime location with views of Tokyo's Skytree, with room rates starting at 8,550 yen per night. As a child, Kenichi was favored by his parents, who groomed him to inherit their fortune, setting high expectations. After university, Kenichi wanted to start his own business rather than inherit the family assets. He established a studio, leveraging online platforms for direct sales via short videos. Despite parental support, his lack of management experience led to the studio's closure within 6 months. The startup failed. He returned home and took over the family company. My parents arranged for you a gentle job, almost just to do a few manipulations every day. A lively and comfortable life leads Kenichi to lose his original spirit of entrepreneurship and dreams. He's starting to go into the entertainment hubs. Seeing his son stepping into a lost path, Kenichi's father had a fierce quarrel with him. So angry, Kenichi left home and worked as a salesman at a women's shoe shop. His mother couldn't bear his son's misery, so she bought Kenichi an apartment so he didn't have to pay his rent, and she often kept secretly the money to spend on him. At the age of 21, Kenichi, on the recommendation of a friend, went to a bar to eat. It was at that time that I met the service girl at the bar named Sho, who is my current wife. She was born into a poor family. Her parents were divorced since she was a child. After that, Sho lived with her. When she was a kid, Sho was an angry person, so her mother always thought that her daughter had hallucinations and paranoia. By high school, Sho was so passionate about idols that to make enough money to buy all the idols' albums, she even threatened her mother. After graduating from high school, Sho left home and went to Tokyo alone to make a living. Because of her lack of expertise, she soon wasted all the money she had taken from home. No money, no home, no lodging, Sho can only sleep on the street. Then you're lucky to meet a nice adoptive. But, not only ungrateful, Sho started a life of corruption, eating selectively, always demanding the adopter to buy himself beautiful clothes. After a while, the whole adoptive family of Sho kicked her out of the house. Now, you're starting to be a female bar worker. Hosoya Kenichi, from the first time she met Sho, was fascinated by her gentle personality and her sense of humor. Although the appearance was not so striking, Sho later quickly conquered Kenichi's heart. Since then, he's almost every day going to the bar where Sho works and spending money like water to help you boost your sales. Kenichi's relationship with Sho soon came to his parents' ears and was heavily opposed. Previously, they had arranged for their son to find a suitable girlfriend, but Kenichi refused. Kenichi's parents once told his son that if he didn't break up with Sho, he'd never walk home or accept a woman working in a bar to be the bride of this house. However, Kenichi completely disregarded his parents' words. He took his lover home to live in the apartment that mom bought for him, then hid his parents and went to register for Sho's marriage. Not long after, Sho's pregnant. Kenichi's parents were very angry at the news, but because of their grandchildren, they were forced to accept the bride. In 2016, Kenichi and Sho moved to live in an apartment on the highest floor of the building in Asakusa. Since their marriage, both Kenichi couples have been very lazy, reluctant to do homework and enjoy the comfort of playing, enjoying a luxurious life from the property that their parents have built up. With this lifestyle, both weighing, Kenichi once weighed over 200 pounds. Kenichi has a sister, Minako, who has been married and moved out of the country for a long time. When my parents are old and not healthy enough to continue their business, Minako is the carrier. You're a smart and competent person, always helping your parents manage the business, and doing the financial work at the family hotel in Asakusa. Originally, Minako lived with her parents on the 4th floor of a 10-story building. There's a beautiful sister, smart and charming, but Kenichi is the one who's every day, enjoying himself, traveling around with his wife. Each meal can cost tens of thousands of yen. Sadly, in May 2018, Minako died in a traffic accident at the age of 41. The doctor said after being taken to the emergency room, Minako didn't survive because of a blood infection. 2 months later, Kenichi's father died. In November of the same year, Kenichi's mother also passed away. Before that, no one had any doubt. They only assumed that she might have worked too hard and her health had deteriorated. Within half a year, Kenichi lost his parents and sister, and he became the only one to inherit the enormous estate left by his parents. After the case of Yoshiki's little daughter happened, the police reversed the previous cases and discovered that Minako had symptoms very similar to Yoshika's before he died. So the security forces turned to Minako's best friend in the hope that she could provide some clues. Your friend says Minako is a strong and disciplined person, always pursuing perfection in everything. After graduating from college, Minako started doing business with his father. She's very smart and has a high EQ, so she's good at communicating. Thanks to his brilliant abilities, Minako was frequently praised by his father, while Kenichi's brother spent the day only eating and playing, and married a woman who worked in a bar, causing his parents to lose sight. Minako thinks Kenichi's brother is incapable of taking over the family's business and doesn't like Sho's sister-in-law. Minako's best friend also said that since Osoya Kenichi got married, Minako began to worry that if the parents transferred all of the family's property to their brother, they would definitely be wiped out by the couple. She used to argue with her sister-in-law. From a man who lived outdoors, then went to work at the entertainment venue, Sho's marriage to Kenichi was like a complete life change. This may motivate her husband to compete for property with his sister for greater gain. Wanting to do this, for Sho, the biggest obstacle is my husband's sister. So the police suspect the couple plan to get along with Minako. However, 5 years since Minako died, there was no forensic examination at the time, so it was hard to find any more traces. Despite this, the police did not give up and went to the doctor who was in charge of Minako's treatment at the time to understand the situation. The doctor didn't hide anything and revealed a shocking fact. After Minako was taken to the hospital at the time, her father went to the doctor alone and gave a large sum of money. He said he hoped the doctor could help the family cure Minako, while not revealing the real reason why she had to be hospitalized. After Minako's father repeatedly begged, the doctor agreed to help. In fact, Minako was very weak when he was taken to the hospital. The doctor noticed you had signs of poisoning. Though I tried my best, I couldn't save your life. After Minako died, her father was in extreme pain but still asked the doctor to declare to everyone that her daughter had a blood infection. In the face of information from the doctors, the police felt so confused why there was a father who always wanted to deliberately hide the cause of his daughter's death. Is there anything wrong with Minako's death? Investigators then went to the Hosoya family hotel in Asakusa to learn more about the relationship between Minako and her parents while they were alive. An employee said Minako was loved and valued by her parents. They often talk and laugh together. Every big little business in the hotel is handled by her own hands. After her death, the staff at the hotel felt very sad because you were a very good owner, always caring about the staff as well as treating the family. Since Minako and her mother died, her father has been sad and the number of visits to the hotel has been reduced. 2 months later, he died. At the moment, Kenichi doesn't know how to manage the hotel. Maybe he didn't even see him at the hotel once in half a month. Later, due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, the hotel's financial situation was in serious trouble. Even the staff's salaries were in debt, causing many to betray. Kenichi has absolutely no capacity to fix this. He even used the hotel money in a ruthless way, making it impossible for the staff to buy the necessary consumables. This leads to customer complaints, making the hotel's business situation worse. After the investigation, the police found that Minako's father had no reason to hurt his daughter. During the investigation, the police received an anonymous complaint. The letter says Shiho, Kenichi's wife, is emotionally unstable. She used to scream at home, so it seemed like she had a mental problem. Notebook of an incident that occurred in March 2019. At the time, Shiho was at home, unknown why there was a fierce quarrel with her husband. Then she took a very extreme action, poured gas on the balcony and burned the curtains. Fortunately, the neighbors discovered it and called the fire department in a timely manner, so there were no serious consequences. From this, it can be seen that Shiho is a very selfish person and acts without considering the consequences. When you burn the balcony curtains, there was a husband and 3 children in the house. The charges also reveal that Shiho hates Yoshiki's little daughter. The only thing she did that made Shiho unhappy was that she immediately ran into a marriage fight in front of someone else. I even cursed the little girl to disappear from this world as soon as possible. When she was born, Yoshiki was taken care of by her grandmother. When I grew up, I went home with my parents. Shiho is a lazy man, so he never cares about his daughter, so all 3 of the children are in a shitty state without their parents' care. In September 2022, someone to the police that Shiho used to mock her children at home. After the police contacted Shiho, you immediately contacted my father in Hokkaido, so he came to pick up the 3 children. Until things settled down, Grandpa took the 3 kids home to Tokyo to live with their parents. However, both Shiho and Kenichi are completely unaware of their behavior. It's even assumed that it's all about Yoshiki's little girl, so the police are looking for them. So they become even more cruel when they treat Yoshiki. Yoshiki's teacher at kindergarten said Yoshiko was a poor kid. She's never taken care of by her parents, and she's got a lot of wounds on her body. The teacher also contacted Yoshiki's parents on several occasions and hoped that they would take care of her. But according to the teacher, they don't seem to take this seriously. Yoshiki's regularly wearing a suit for weeks that makes her body smell weird. She's only 4 years old, but not as active as the rest of her class, but always in a sad state with her eyes full of emptiness. When the police asked the neighbors who lived next to Yoshiki's family, it was unbelievable that many people said they often heard children crying from her house. Even in the middle of the night, I can hear crying. The noise over the days has affected people's rest. Some people have contacted the authorities about the matter so they can go home to exchange with the Hosoya couple, but it's still not working. 5 months after her 4-year-old daughter Yoshiki died, police came to the house of the Hosoya couple to conduct a second investigation. This time of summer, it's hot. The apartment in which the couple lived looked very messy, like a garbage dump and filled with unpleasant sour smells. The police have interrogated the couple. When asked where Yoshiki's daughter's body was located, the couple pointed to the balcony, which was filled with paper boxes in a messy way. It took the police half an hour to find a white ashtray inside these boxes. In a small wooden wardrobe, Kenichi placed Minako's parents' and sisters' names along with their names, but the couple obviously didn't care about the little girl even after she died. The police seized the couple's computers and phones. After the technicians analyzed these devices, they found important traces. Shiho's computer has a history of buying autocoolants and olanzapines with a lot of purchases. Since olanzapine is a prescription drug, Shiho bought it on illegal websites. Kenichi told the police he didn't know about his wife buying these things. He only knows that his wife regularly buys some weight loss and blood glucose medication online, and never saw this olanzapine. After reviewing the history of phone conversations between Shiho and Kenichi, the police found that they hated their little daughter Yoshiki. The reason is simply that she's not as smart as her older brother and not as beautiful as her second sister. The couple say only young daughters are ugly and stupid. Just crying every day makes them feel very upset. Shiho always cursed the hope that she would disappear from this world forever. It's worth noting that Kenichi in the conversation also agreed with his wife's point of view. The police were so surprised that it was unbelievable that there were people in the world who made fathers and mothers hate their children so much, even finding every way to torture her. Apparently realizing that the police were suspicious and tracking him, Kenichi spent a lot of money on hiring an elite lawyer, then held a press conference stating that he was gentle and kind, always loving and caring for the little ones. The police believe Kenichi's actions may be to blame his wife, Shiho, in case the incident is discovered. On December 14, 2024, 11 months after the incident, police, after gathering enough evidence, arrested Shiho and Kenichi on charges of poisoning their young daughter Yoshiki. When taken to the police station, Shiho was silent and tried to find a way out of the station. She stopped crying headaches and then back pains, and she was powerless so she couldn't walk. The police had to get Shiho in a wheelchair to get into the station. After the couple were arrested, someone who claimed to be Kenichi's friend contacted the police. He said Kenichi had his own problems. Your feelings for your wife aren't the way everyone looks. Kenichi tells you that Shiho is a powerful man and capable of controlling his husband's mind. After she got married, she often went home late and didn't clean the house at night, did not take her to school, and always left her 3 children to Kenichi to take care of. In life, if something doesn't work out, Shiho will be instantly angry. Kenichi's friend thinks Shiho has a mental problem. You always behave too badly, even worrying about your body. You blame Kenichi for having 3 children for you, so you become ugly. Kenichi has long been obsessed with his wife's personality and has been thinking about divorce. But every time Kenichi mentions this, Shiho gets angry and takes his life to intimidate his husband. So far, Hosoya Kenichi and Hosoja Shiho are still in custody for the investigation and pending trial. How will this couple be punished by the law? The results will be revealed soon. And you, what do you think of this? Please comment on your opinion below. And as usual, if you like this video, I'm hoping you'll click on the like button to make it accessible to more people with the same passion for investigative stories. Thank you so much for coming here. See you in the next classical case on our channel.